Welcome to E360 TV, the live streaming and on-demand destination for influential voices and enlightened audiences. We offer trending, grassroots, and purpose-driven content across a diverse range of interests. E360 TV is more than just watching programs. We offer the ability to interact with live shows connecting audiences to real, authentic influencers and storytellers while streaming to millions of devices. Real experiences. Raw conversation. One destination for it all. E360 TV.
Five years ago, the Power of We Symposium was created to provide a platform for kids from all sectors where they could have a safe and comfortable environment in which to share both their joys and concerns. The Power of We Symposium is proud to have served over 250 kids throughout Romania when we took our mission global back in May of 2023. Now, two teams of amazing volunteers from both the U.S. and Romania embarked on an 8-day Legacy of Hope tour, bringing encouragement and hope to not only the kids of Romania, but also the adults who support them, and also to over 100 kids here in the U.S. who contributed handwritten letters of hope to our Romania mission of 2023. Now, this year, we are proud to provide this opportunity yet again in October, and we are super excited to up our game. New venue, 750 kids this time, and we want to see you there. We're looking forward to meeting you in person at this year's event, which promises, as always, incredible speakers, amazing content, and of course, some of the greatest kids on the planet. So, mark your calendars for October 24th, and we'll see you here in Chicagoland for the Power of We Symposium 2024. This year's theme is Always Together, Never Alone. Tickets are available now on Eventbrite or at powerofwesymposium.com. goodness. You know what? Don't oversleep. When you oversleep, everything is just a beat off. Do you know what I mean? That's what I did today. Well, I don't think I really overslept because the alarm went off. I just happened to turn it off and didn't get up. So anyway, I'm here, at least 90% of me anyway. So just bear with me. Oh, my Lord. So anyway, here we are. It's Thursday. Today, I'll tell you what got me off too. Last night, I was doing my grounding before I go to sleep, and I realized that today is the 25th of April, which was my second mom, Ada, the one who raised me until she passed away when I was almost 10 years old. Today would have been her 104th birthday. So I was up last night thinking about her and my other mom, the mom who bore me. I have both of their pictures hanging inside the foyer of our home. And I just stare at those pictures and I wonder what the conversations were between these two women who had such an impact on the trajectory of my life before I even had life, really. I mean, before I was out of the womb. So just one of those days, you know. What are you grateful for today? I know at least one thing, right? At least one thing. Drop it in the comments because that's the way to bring more blessing, more increase, more abundance is to honor. Be a good steward with what you already have. Can I get an amen? There you go. So listen, I'm glad to be here with you. Welcome, everyone. Dr. Lauren in the house. I want to say thank you in advance to our duo, power couple for sure, who are here today because I kind of reached out last minute last night because my guest that was originally here had a death in her family, and sending condolences out to Carrie. And so they just were on it. They were just on it. Now, they've been here before. A couple years ago, our swag bags had all of their great donations from the beauty industry. I'll never forget it. The kids went nuts when they got them because they're like, I'll just keep it real because, I was like, now, this is expensive, right? Oh, so I can tell. That's what they, So the one girl was saying, I remember she was like, well, I got to take this back to school and leave it. If I take it home, my mama and sisters will get it. So anyway, the kids were really excited about the donations of ZAN, Ray, and Tom Collins. Now, you all might remember them from pretty big, prominent. They've been in the beauty industry for decades. Now they're doing something quite different, and we want to know about it. So we're going to get them in here. Now, you guys are aware of how you heard Brad and Angelina. They're in the past. Will and Jada. Well, kind of scandal ridden. Beyonce and Jay-Z. Well, I'm kind of sick of seeing her everywhere, but her and Taylor Swift, I'm just saying, enough is enough. But never will I get sick of seeing these two. What the hell? I know. Look at the outfits. I want to be them when I grow up. I really do. You guys put your hearts on the screen. It's what we do to virtually welcome all of our guests here that have come to pour into us. Here come. I hear them clicking down. Oh, somebody's wearing stilettos. ZAN and Tom on the way. Here they come, y'all.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. I'm just sitting up here. Get out of my head, weird thoughts.
That's right.
I was like, I bet you two get hit on by people all the time.
We do. I have to fight them off because he's so stinking cute.
Yeah.
I was going to say the women are trying to hit on Tom and the men are trying to hit on you, but there's probably women that hit on you, ZAN, and guys that hit on you, Tom. Maybe you know, maybe you don't.
Well, to be honest, yes.
Yeah, and you found one of my secrets, I got my stilettos on today.
Oh, Lord. Oh, my God. That's funny. I'm so glad you guys are here. How you been? It's been a minute.
Oh, my God. We have been off the charts amazing. We've just
Clearly.
been chasing.
We've been traveling. We've been to California. We've been to been to New York
and Florida and
and
I don't know where else.
North Carolina.
Yes.
Now,
Yeah.
where's base? Where's home?
Houston, Texas.
Houston, Texas.
Mhm.
Okay. So here's what we're going to do. So you can catch everybody up. I'm not going to it's hard to do a bio because there's two of them. And they are a unit, but individuals. So I'm going to dip out, give you about 60 seconds. Or since it's two of you, why don't we I'll let it ride until I can tell you're ready. Just fill everybody in about where you're at right now, what you used to do, how you met and all that. And then I'll pop back in and we'll officially start talking about this new elevating your business, elevate that you have going on, acquisitions and whatnot. Caught me totally by surprise. I was like, what? Didn't see that coming, but I'm glad it's here. So go ahead, take it away. I'll be right back. All you guys.
All right. ZAN,
Great. We're so excited because what we're doing is we are enhancing what we've been doing. It isn't like we're like segueing or pivoting, although we're doing some pivoting, but from global beauty business, from the business coaching side of the beauty industry, we're still rabid about that. And we realized that we didn't want to get stuck, and we saw a way, and we took that way, and it was to help business owners who are ready to retire or pivot or let go of what they built, and we're buying them, those businesses. So there we are.
Right. So what we're doing is we are enhancing, like ZAN said, what features we already had in place in the industry. So we are expanding our scope of services to not only include the beauty business industry, but also any industry. Actually, what we know and what we apply, we can go into any industry. Give you an example. We could go into an automotive repair shop business, acquire the business, grow the business, and then sell the business. So what you're doing, and then rinse and repeat. That's what we're doing. Here's the big thing about this. Our collaboration with the business owner is a win-win.
Yes.
We never go in without a win-win. If we can't win, we don't stay. And more specifically, if the owner of the business cannot win and be satisfied with the deal, with the sale of their business, then we don't do that either. So that's what we do. And if the business is not ready for sale yet, in other words, the valuation on the business is not going to produce that freedom number, which is the number that the owner of the business.
Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom. You can't say that word in front of most Black people without us bursting into song. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So, well, let me ask you something.
Yeah.
Because this reminds me of my friend Jason Cisneros.
Okay.
I'm Jay. Hi, Jay. And they kind of do that. They go in and there's a deep dive. And, you know, remember that, you guys will remember this. Or what was that show where I think it was beauty people. They would go in and turn, or was it a restaurant? They'd go in and turn it around.
It was Tabitha.
Tabitha.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's kind of what he does. They go in and they do all this stuff, and if they can't fix it, then they buy it from the people. So it is a win-win. So who would think, though, okay, what is the difference? Question number one. What is the difference between that and, well, of course, it's clear you're nice people, but hostile takeover? You know what I mean? I don't want people to get it confused. So, you know, this way a person doesn't have to go bankrupt. They don't have to take some shoddy deal where someone's like, take it or leave it. No one's going to want this rat hole. They can leave with some dignity. It's almost like hospice with a recovery piece built in for a business.
Okay, well, let's look at this as, why does a business owner want to sell their business in the first place? There are a number of reasons. Number one, they are they are maybe a baby boomer and they've worked 40, 50 years in their business and they're tired. They want to reap the benefits of all of that effort, emotional, financial, physical. They want to reap the benefits of that, and they want to walk away from it. Now, they may not have a person in their family that they can hand that down to. Maybe that person doesn't want to continue a automotive repair business.
Right.
They want to go and they want to be an artist somewhere, to be creative. Well, so where is the business owner left? The business owner is left putting it on the market for someone to come in and just totally buy it. Now, other reasons are maybe they've got a health issue and their doctor says you've got to reduce your stress or you're not going to be here much longer. Okay. Maybe it's a relationship issue. Maybe they're getting a divorce. So there are a whole myriad of reasons for somebody wanting to sell their business.
Not necessarily because the business is failing.
No, and we don't look at failing businesses.
No.
We don't look at startups, and we don't look at failing businesses.
Right.
You
We
want
look
that
at
sweet
healthy
spot.
businesses. Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
But the thing is, we want them to feel like they get exactly what they want,
Yes.
and we work our very best to help them get what they want in terms of money, in terms of feelings that I'm handing this over to somebody that's going to take care of it because this is my baby. I've raised this baby for 40 or 50 years. I want it to continue.
So what about this? So let's say I'm the business owner. I live in Mayberry, RFD, Mayberry. Remember that show, you guys? That spinoff sucked. But anyway, we like the original. Thank you, Andy Griffith, Aunt B, and Opie, a.k.a. Ron Howard. So let's say I have a hardware store, and it has been here in my little town for over, let's say, 100 years. But I don't have any kids, blah, blah, blah. Or my kids they move to the big city, whatever the case may be. So we see in our smaller communities a lot of those landmark businesses and things that make it feel like hometown Americana just disappearing because of big box stores and things like that, just the day we live in. However, what would happen if you were to buy my viable, lucrative hardware store, and you don't live in Mayberry, RFD, you're in Texas.
Yeah.
So what do you do with my store once it is yours? Is it still there to serve my community?
Yes.
It is. And,
okay.
and we don't necessarily, a purchaser of a business does not necessarily need to be an operator. We would look for somebody that would be encouraged and experienced to go in and continue operating that business for several reasons. Number one, if it's a very successful business, it already has SOPs or standard operating procedures that work really well. They have a connection with the community that works really well. They have stability in the community, which works really well. So going in and changing up everything completely is not a wise move to make.
We wouldn't do that.
No, and we would want to keep the existing personnel.
I was going to ask that next. So
Yes.
jobs and security are not.
Yeah, and that's a big thing with our owners that we talk to. What are you going to do with my people?
Yeah.
And we say, well, you're already making a good profit. Why would we go in and change that?
Yes.
That doesn't make any sense from a business standpoint. So we would keep the existing personnel. Now, that doesn't mean that we wouldn't go in and look at the business, dissect the business, and tweak the business with enhanced and more efficient procedures so that the bottom line is better.
Yeah.
And with a better bottom line, you can forward those benefits onto the existing employees.
So when most people think of acquisitions, they think of a corporate structure.
Yeah.
We really don't see individual mom and pop faces. We think that it's the so-and-so conglomerate.
Yes.
People in ivory towers and so on and so forth. But here you are. So let's talk about, first of all, what made you think that, or know that you could do this on a broader scale? You've already established you were dabbling. So like people who do real estate on the side.
Mhm.
And okay.
Yeah.
But here you are, yeah, you two look like, you just came from the prom, but we know from your lengthy resume, you've been doing what you do for quite a bit of time now.
Right.
Yes.
So here we are, where most people in this, I include myself because I'll be 62 on the 4th of July. But I'm trying to be the black male Betty White. I'm going to just keep it real. I ain't trying to sit down, and I don't like that horrible word, retire.
Right.
Most people that say I'm retiring die within 6 years of saying it.
Exactly.
I'm trying to be one of those. So what about this? What made you guys bite off such a huge piece of the apple when most people are saying, should we head to Florida and put our feet up on a Adirondack chair, or do we keep reaching for higher diving boards? Talk about that piece and why.
Well, I think that, first of all, we have a really wonderful, wonderful close friend, and he is part of this community. He's also a hairdresser, but he used his hairdressing skills as a really young guy when he was like 18 to afford his being able to go to college and get a degree in business. Mm-hmm. And so we're like-minded all the way around. But he introduced us to this. We kept watching him stretching and growing and doing really well. And we were like, well, and because he's a coach as well, not necessarily for the beauty industry, but he coaches people in business. And we saw what he was doing, and it looked so good to us. So good to us. And so we asked him to sit down and show it to us. And when we looked at it and we looked at the kind of community that would be involved in teams, we just said, yes, we can take what we're doing right now in the coaching, beauty business coaching, and take everything that we know and do and bring it over here and marry it with mergers and acquisitions. So in other words, we're merging it together. Because let's just say we find a company that we really would like to work with and to help, and they're not quite up to our criteria that we have set. And we are able to go in and to consult with them. And
to enhance their bottom line,
yes,
to increase either the number of employees that they've got, if they need more employees, to increase their revenue and their customer count coming through, and the average ticket price for their products, and then certainly their costs. Look at their costs, see if we can trim those down. All of those relate down to, number one, the profit after all the costs are taken out is increased. Number two, the business owner can take more out of the company to enhance their personal life and increase the quality of their life. So essentially what we do, we offer a service. That's a service that we go in because it is so needed. There are 2.5 million small businesses that go on the block for sale or want to get sold every year. 80% of those do not get sold for several reasons. Either they don't know how to market that company, their company, or they don't have a real good handle on the valuation of their company, and their perception is their business is worth a lot more than what it actually is to be sold on the market.
So in other words, I can see where you can hit both of those.
Yeah.
Where there are people who are sitting on a golden goose that lays golden eggs.
Yeah.
They think they're sitting on a goose egg.
Yeah.
And then vice versa. Somebody who thinks, ooh, I'm going to get millions.
Yes.
And they're really holding a colander.
Yes.
All the holes that are dripping things out of.
Exactly.
So how much of what you do, because there's so much I want to ask, how much of what you do would you say, and this is interesting because there's two of you, So it would mean that I would think that either one has to have it on their in their crosshairs really strongly and convince the other one, or you both have to have it or some kind of formula. What I'm talking about is how much of what you do as far as selecting the right fit for both parties is based on instinct. You just have a gut feeling about this thing.
Okay, I need more definition to answer that really clearly. Are you talking about whether both of us are
like you see an opportunity?
Okay.
Dan says, "Ooh, I know the numbers don't add up, and I know it's this and the other, but I got a feeling. I just can't put my finger on it yet, but I can tell this is a good one." Now, I'm saying, so do you have to, people in real estate, they can see a shitty, dilapidated property, but they can see it based on what they can do with it.
Yes.
So they're not looking at the ramshackle, they're looking at the rehab.
Yes, I understand that. Now, to answer your question, yes, there is an intuition that's involved in this, because we only want to get involved with business owners for which we have a passion for making that work, okay? And for a connection with the business owner. We sit down. If we can't sit down and have tacos and tea with
As
them
one of our coaches says,
across the table instead of just video, then we're not going to do that. Because this is a collaboration. It is, you become part of their family.
Yeah.
When you take
I
over
agree.
their business.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So we have that situation you just described. Man, this thing has got so much potential. We don't buy potential. We buy history, because we are investors. We don't put money into things that will not give us a return on our investment. That's the mentality that every business owner needs to have, because they're in business to make a profit, to enhance the life of their family and themselves and those of their employees. The business is a vehicle.
Agreed. So I want you to put your stamp on this next statement, and tell people about how on point or not this particular statement is. Okay. So I know for a fact in my little small business, and let's not just skirt past that, you guys. Small businesses have always been the backbone of this country.
Exactly.
We put the stamp on that.
Yes.
At an alarming rate. Most go out of business in the first 5 years.
Yes.
And it doesn't have to be, because I'm going to tell you something. I have basically Helen Kellered my way. And when I say that,
yes,
blindly feeling my way. That's
yes.
why I asked about instincts, because 90% of my choices have been based on a feeling.
Yes.
And as a visionary founder, I rely quite heavily on that. Now, but sometimes it works against me, because when I get out of those waters where I'm comfortable, i.e. anything having to do with balance sheets and finances, and that's not for me, because I'm a creative. Yeah. So let's talk about that. What I'm getting at is this. How much did you have to go and get some training or something in addition? Because you had your own business, but now this is a totally different animal. So are you acquiring these businesses, and then you two and your team help, like property managers, take care of it all? But do you set it up so that you can now sell it to someone else, or are you building a conglomerate? And how diverse are your holdings? I'm saying, are you in one category, beauty industry, and their allies, or are you just, if you've got a car wash and it's viable and you don't want it, we want to talk to you?
Yeah. Do you want to answer that?
Yeah, I'll answer that.
Because I would go from my instinct about that.
And we have a good combination here between the two of us.
Yes, we do.
ZAN has the personal touch. I have, and I'm developing more of the personal touch. My forte is the numbers. The numbers talk to me.
So in other words, you guys you're the bad cop, ZAN is the good cop.
At times.
Well, because if you were me, if you came into my space, I'm going to resonate with Zan because you have something to do with numbers. Get over there in the corner. Hi, Zan, coffee.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly.
That kind of thing.
So what happens here is if we run across an opportunity like that or run across a motivated seller, then we look at both sides of the thing. So it has to be a harmony between the two. The enthusiasm on one side and the practical application of it on the other side. Both have to support each other. And the linchpin on this is what kind of history does the company have? Does it have a growth history? Does it have it's growing, and then it dropped, and then it started going back up? So we ask questions. What happened during that time when it dropped? So we analyze the business from every aspect that we can possibly analyze it. And one of the key things here is, what does the owner want to do after they get a successful sale of the business? We need to know that.
Right, because if you live around the corner and you think you're going to keep coming in there, who changed that? Why'd you move my water cooler? Yeah. I've had that counter looking like that for 40 years. How dare you? That wasn't part of our deal. Yeah. That kind of thing. Or all their friends like to congregate at the hardware store.
Right.
Well, things like that have to change.
Well, no, not necessarily. We'll go ahead and put a Starbucks there.
We'll put in a coffee shop.
That way it fits okay. I get
all meet up. But and most recently we've had a couple of those things, right? Where I'm like, oh, this is it. This is it. This is it. And Tom's like, I know, but we got to look at the numbers. And I'm like, I know, but I mean, we could do this, we could do that. We could get someone from over here. We could look at our VA. We could, to be able to run this, do this, whatever. And he's like, we got to look at the numbers first. Okay. So cool your jets. And where it was amazing and a great opportunity, it wasn't within our criteria and the numbers weren't there. And so I have to rely on Tom, as I definitely do every day, to say the numbers don't lie, Zan, and this is not going to move us forward in the direction that we're going.
And at the pace that we need to go.
Yes,
exactly. A lot of those things, right?
Yeah.
So when you mentioned history, and I get it, it's a big point. I'm sure you take it back to in the beginning or once upon a time.
Right.
Well, we take it back at least 3 to 5 years.
We like to go back before COVID.
See how things survived through COVID.
Yes.
And how they ramped back up.
Yes.
Okay.
And where they are now.
That's the historical aspect. But in this day and age with tech and all of the advances that are on their way coming down the conveyor belt, how much forecasting do you have to incorporate? Because I would think you'd have to at least do some forecasting to kind of predict the trends of where this particular market is going.
That is true. Yeah. There is some forecasting associated with that. However, we must stay away from the business owner.
Potential. I want to tell more.
I know. We have to take with a grain of salt the potential that the business owner is projecting for this, because they have a vested interest in projecting a good potential. So that's why we rely heavily on history, because we buy history, we don't buy potential.
Right?
Yeah. What about people? I'm sure you've encountered, and you probably got some good stories, but people who, just like brides, the night before get cold feet because they start going down memory lane. Everything is melancholy, and people are like, but your dad put his whole life was, all these things. Do you have to sometimes take people by the hand and just reassure them that everything's going to be okay? Because do they ever feel like they're selling off their only child?
Yes, they do.
Absolutely.
And that's where my part comes in. That's where I am so good at, so strong at with all my years of behind the chair, being a hairdresser, being able to validate their feelings and help them to understand that yes, things might change some, but their future, the next step that they take will be so much brighter than the place where they stand right now.
Now, I want to couple onto that to say that we take them through our evaluation process,
Yeah.
so that they clearly understand what the investment industry looks like in real time. We take them through that process, how we go through and value the business based on industry standards and moving forward. So it may be a pill that's difficult to swallow, but if they have the understanding, if they have the knowledge, then the acceptance, together with what ZAN can complement in our conversation with them, those two things coupled together gets them settled down into a reality.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then know that they can move forward with this reality.
Have you ever found, are there people who say, okay, you can have it, boom, 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 but I want to still work here?
Yes.
Ooh. Okay, then. And does that, what about, have you had the situation where you go, okay, but that's not going to work for us? Personalities, you're just too old,
right?
You know.
Yeah, we understand that the owner has so much vested interest in that emotional energy connected to that business. If they stay with the business, it can only be for a limited time, so that they can we can transition into an operator that can manage the business. And with that period of transition, then it's a training time for someone to replace that person. That's part of our negotiated deal. They can't stay there forever, because we will make changes that will be resistive to them.
Yeah.
And because all of the employees have looked to this owner for so many years, they put more influence on the owner, the previous owner, than they do for us. And that makes it not operable. And then that causes a lot of tension, and the big thing about buying a business is getting the buy-in of the existing employees. If you don't have that, and we work very, very hard to do that.
I get it.
With
the backbone.
With great intensity.
Yeah.
So do you ever when you're making these deals, first of all, how long have you been actually doing this officially under the new name?
Yeah, about a year.
Yeah, about a year.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how many businesses, if you can tell, I don't know if this is too personal, but how many businesses have you acquired in the first year?
We and our team.
Yeah,
we have a team.
Okay, personally, we currently have 4.
Nice.
Okay, now we and our team, and we partner with a lot of people. Okay, so there are like hundreds, thousands of companies that have been acquired with the assistance of the community that we're in. We partner with people, and we have businesses of our own. And the best deal is partnering, because you bring in assets from other people, skill sets that can enhance the business.
Okay, so your friend who you saw doing so well, you say, hey, what's the big idea? We want in. Cut me in or cut it out. Yeah. And they said, okay, we'll gladly cut you in. Or, if you ever want some of this, just let me know. I'll show you how to do it.
Yes, and that was how it was.
Absolutely.
There was no pushing, no nothing. It was just, if it take what you want and leave the rest.
Right? So is there any part of this that keeps you guys up at night?
Well, every part of it keeps us up at night.
I would say,
because we're working it.
Okay, so there's two sides to that question. Is it keeping you up because you're worried?
Right.
Right.
Or does it keep you up because you're excited to move forward?
Yes.
And it's like Christmas Eve and you can't go to sleep.
I have to make Tom stay in bed because at 3 o'clock in the morning, he wants to get up and get going for the day. I'm like, wait.
That's an hour before me, Tom. So I don't know how you do it.
I go to bed earlier.
I know, but I go to bed at 8. When do you go? At 4?
Oh, wow, you do.
I go to bed at 8. Yeah.
Yeah, I go to bed at 10.
And you get up at 3?
Yeah, 3, 4, something like that.
Mm-mm. I still consider beauty sleep a real thing, and clearly I need every second of it I can get. So not all of us are like you two. Camera ready at 3:01.
Okay, let me add one thing here. You said, why did we start this? Well, we are 76 now,
Wow.
and we are not.
Shocked? I know. Go ahead.
We are not stopping. This is not time to sit on the veranda with a mint julep and in a rocking chair.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're still dancing. ZAN has just had her knee replacement.
Oh, congratulations. I'm 5 years in, ZAN, and best decision ever.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Good to know.
So,
Yes.
we are still swing dancers. And
You guys are swingers?
No. Let's not confuse them.
I know. Just in case somebody misheard, I thought I'd do that to clear.
No.
All of a sudden you start getting all these invitations.
yeah,
No.
yeah.
And then we'd have to really pick and choose.
Exactly. So you're swing dancers, and I saw that in your social media. You just posted something about that, about dancing. So let's pivot, if we will, over to this, because this is a great time to bring in the piece of quality of life. Quality of life. And a lot of people would think, why would you dump all this new stuff? Because you have to study, you had to learn things, but it's either that or go eat green jello and play bingo every other night at the home,
Exactly.
Shady Acres or wherever you will eventually end up, whether it's real or metaphorically.
Yeah.
So let's talk about this. What about your peer group at this day and age? Because I'm sure the majority of the people that are your peers, 76ers, are not doing as much as you. They are. Let's talk about this new mindset of what it means to age gracefully, and moving into the sunset kind of thing. What's that conversation sound like between the two of you? How far in the future do you set goals at 76?
Okay, go ahead then.
Okay. I have done a lot of research about the age of our bodies. Okay. Our bodies, from what I can understand, from scriptural content, from medical content, and what they're learning now, we can live to be 120.
My husband was talking about that just night before last. He said, hey, I read some today that said it's very possible in our lifetime that people could get up to 120 to 150.
Yes.
And I was like,
that has to be deliberate. It can't just happen.
Nope, can't be,
You must be
on point.
Here's my mantra. I'll give you my mantra. Better with every breath, stronger with every step, bold, intrepid, dedicated, deliberate, and relentless.
Yeah, I agree.
Somebody asked me how I'm doing, and Zan says, oh man, I shouldn't have asked that. And now let them have it.
Exactly. I'm that way too. Don't ask if you don't really want to know. Because I'm not going to go, oh, I'm okay. I'm never just okay.
No, me either. I always ask, and so what would make you better?
There you go. There you go. Okay. And I'm going to tell you something. My great-grandfather lived to be 116.
Oh, you've got longevity in your life.
Yeah, 116. And the men in my birth family, they're 70. Uncle Petey is 81. They look like they walked off the prison yard. Because, I mean it. They just, the bodies, the men especially, nothing about you ladies, I know I'm gonna hear about this, but the men in my, of course, I was looking at them like when I first found them, woohoo, you know, because I didn't know biologically what to expect. But it's not all genetics; it's mindset. That great grandfather, he walked 5 miles into town and back every day, 2.5. Matter of fact, that's where he died, on the road walking back.
Wow.
160. He sired. Hey, Archie, cousin Archie. He had Archie at 97 years old. Archie was a teenager when his father died.
Oh my God.
97. He outlived 3 wives, and he always married 20 years younger than himself, and he outlived 3 wives. So,
wow.
and he said his secret was keeping everything moving.
Obviously.
His heart and his body.
Absolutely.
Yes. Wow.
So emotionally, mentally, and physically.
Yeah.
So let's talk about, I want to talk about this. So do you do this thinking that one day we'll get rid of some of these? So some are coming in, do some go out? Is that a part of the business, looking for when to sell and who to sell to?
That is correct.
Yes.
And generally that time frame is anywhere from 3 to 5 years.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
The other aspect of that is you talked about conglomerates and stuff like that. If you find like businesses in the same niche market,
Mm-hmm.
so you find you purchase 7 car washes and you roll them up, it's called a roll up, into one company, and then you sell that to a private investor or a private equity company that has lots of bucks out there.
Yeah.
They sell that at a multiple of 10 to 15 times what
The original investment. Right. That's what Jason does.
Yeah.
Like if there's car washes, they get them all up and gather them, clean them up, get them to the same profit level or whatever, and then sell them to Sparkle Car Wash or whoever. Right.
Yes.
Right. So I want to know this. When you guys incorporated this a little over a year ago, was it because you look to the right and you go, well, you know, that couch that's in our living room of the future, I want to replace that, or I need something new. How did you know? What was your litmus test for let's add something big at 70 something years old? What was it? Was it lack of something? Was something missing? Were you getting antsy? Was it becoming too easy with just the beauty industry? Or did you go like this and went, because you were dabbling, you know what? I think I'll order a whole cup of that instead of just tasting it.
Yeah.
What was it? And what can you tell us
that
encourages people that are over 60 to consider maybe you're not quite finished. You could just be getting started.
Right. So I want to go back. We didn't just incorporate a year ago. We have had this particular one that we're working with for about 5 years.
Okay. On your own.
Yeah.
Elevating my business.
What we've done is add to and repurpose
Yes.
this LLC. It is an LLC.
Okay.
All right. So when we looked at this, there was a thirst for enhanced life for us.
Mm-hmm.
A part of that was looking at ZAN's need. And we knew the doctor told her, he says, what the hell are you waiting for?
You know, because I'm saying, oh, I don't know if I'm ready. And he's like, what are you waiting for?
Right.
Because it's not going to get any better unless you do something.
It's going to only get worse.
Right.
So how much pain do you want to be in?
Yeah.
Right.
So that's one aspect of it. Okay. And also, ZAN and I, neither one are satisfied with just sitting back and just letting things happen.
No.
We are drivers. We are driven.
Yeah.
And we are We have so much experience, so much knowledge with continued education over the last 40 years. We gotta empty the glass so that we can put more in.
Right.
All right.
I get it. Now, I know you guys, a big part of your success and your overall happiness, not just within work, but within your relationship, has to do with, it's clear whenever I check in on you two, you're doing something that proves that you're having fun at whatever it is you're doing. Here's an example, you guys. Take a look.
Hey, it's St. Patrick's Day. Oh, I forgot my green. You know how it was when you were a kid. You know, if you didn't wear a green on St. Patrick's Day, everybody put marks all over you.
That's right. I'm going to paint you again.
Yeah, all right.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
That's right. So we are going to tell you about that pot of gold that those leprechauns have. And you know, at the end of the rainbow,
we're always looking at that rainbow going, wow, if we could just get to the bottom of that rainbow,
that's right.
There's a pot of gold.
That's right. That's right.
Told.
So if you're thinking about selling your business, we can help you get to that pot of gold and help you find your freedom number. That's going to allow you to do whatever you want. And if you need to get in contact with us and talk to us about that, go to elevatingmybusiness.com.
Awesome. So there it is. That's what I want to wrap with today. We've got about 5 minutes left, and I wanted to let you guys speak to people about the opportunity. So you don't have to sit on the sideline going, they're so lucky. They just have it all. You might want to find out how this could be something of a great nature, a great fit for you moving into your I look at it like an extra 401k.
Exactly.
I like things that I'll know that I'll be able to manage at 87, 88. Betty White had 3 #1 shows simultaneously on 3 different networks at the same time at 87 years old.
Yes.
And she worked it all the way across the finish line. And I say, okay, there it is. It's possible. Tell people what's possible and why they should at least reach out to you guys and have a conversation. What might they be surprised about?
You might be surprised about what you want to do. And at our age, 76, you know, we're very clear what we want to do. The key to this is find out what you want to do, get it down, keep it before your eyes, and ask the question, how can I get there? What is the most positive thing that I can do right now to move me forward toward my goal? You need goals. You can't move forward without goals. And whether you understand it or not, you have subconscious goals that you're not conscious of because you're sitting and just letting it happen.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think it's important let's talk about our relationships. I think it's important to not let anyone hold you back. If you've got a vision, if you've got a burning desire, if you've got a thought, then go for it, because life is meant to be lived and it is not forever. It is not forever.
Amen. It is not. Get her done.
While we're here, go all in.
That's right.
And that's what Tom and I do every day. We go all in.
I feel you. Seriously. That's what I love about you too. I want to be you when I grow up. Seriously. Well, I'm telling you, it's nice to see living, breathing examples that I can actually get on the horn and talk to because you're 76, right?
Yes.
I'll be 62. And I have friends that go, what? 62? I'm not trying to, no, then that's good for you, but it doesn't work for me. And that lets me know, I go, oh my God, that's 14 years from me. That's 14 years from me. And they're just starting something new. Great. Let's go. Let's do it. So I want to say this to you. I'm just so encouraged by watching all that you do. If you guys are in the Chicago area, October 24th, we'd love for you to stop over and say hi at the Power of We. And again, thank you guys for everything you did for us a year before last when we did the last one in Chicago, because last year we were in Romania, which was absolutely spectacular.
Wow. So
and now
amazing.
we're back. And because of people like you, we're going from the 250 kids to 750 kids this year.
Wow.
So, well, again, that's my way of doing a little reaching on faith. Faith is not a thing. It is a place. It is a place. And when you are ready to make that move, you'll find your faith right underneath your feet. All you have to do is always make sure you're standing on something that matters. Don't chase just things in your life that you can feel or that you can touch. Touch the house, touch the car, touch the money, touch the degrees. Because one day when it's time to leave here, you don't want to look around and see a bunch of stuff you can touch. Because after all, has anyone ever seen a hearse with a U-Haul behind it? I haven't. I want to look around and find things that I can feel. I feel complete. I feel like I have left a legacy, that I've created opportunity, and most importantly, I have done something to ease suffering somewhere in this world. That is what I think we should all reach for, and I hope you've been encouraged today. Zan, Tom, Tim. So, you guys, any parting words? This is your Jerry Springer ×2 moment.
Okay, I want to leave one thing with you. Zan and I both agree with this. This is our mantra, along with my mantra that I've already told you about. We strive to leave people better than we found them with every interaction.
And sometimes people don't make that easy, but we still got to make that our choice. I agree. Thank you for that, Tom Collins. Not to be confused with the drink. But Tom, you really do mix it up. So thank you so much. And Zan, what say you? What's your Jerry Springer thought?
And that is what I'm saying. It came to me out of, we were doing a meditation walk for the world with Dr. Joe Dispenza, and how can I make a mark in the world? Mm-hmm. And that's what we're doing with these business, making a difference in people's lives. But I want to leave you and anyone, no matter who it is, better than when I found you.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Love, love, love it. Listen, you guys, scrolling along the bottom of your screen right now, you see it. It is www.elevatingmybusiness.com. Head over and find out everything, Zan and Tom. You'll be glad you did. And if nothing else, you have made 2 wonderful friends, and we can never have too many of those. Can I get an amen? Listen, thank you so much to the both of you. Let's not wait so long to catch up with each other. And thank you for being so quick on the draw and showing up today. I truly appreciate that. And if there's anything I can do, if you guys want to do it, how's this? I want you to think about it. I in the network, I can speak on behalf of it because I own it. So I want to do this. If you guys at any point would like to have free of charge a 90-minute television special in which to bring this opportunity in front of people, let me know and we'll just put it together and get it out there. How's that sound?
Oh, wow. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So that is there. That is your gift from us. And just let me know. And if you want to hang out a little bit just afterwards, I'll tell you what I'm going to need in order to make that a reality. Okay. And as far as you guys go, listen, get out of here. Thank you for pouring into us today and allowing us to do our part as far as pouring into you now. Get out there and do whatever it takes to find just a little piece of your highest self. You'll be glad you did. Take it. And as soon as you find a place to put it forever, start giving it away. Think about that for a minute. And as you get out of here, I promise you to meet you, God willing, tomorrow morning, right over there on the front porch, where together again, we can have another illuminated conversation. In closing, as always, I tell you, and I mean it, I absolutely adore you. I love you with everything that is me. And there's not a damn thing you can do about it. Get out of here. Have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Great job, you two. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Before you get it, baby, show me your soul. And honey, I'll show you mine. I'll show you mine. shamelessly displaying my state of mind.